Alright, hello again. This will be a short video. I'm going to drop a link in the description for the thing that I'm using to do this. But anyway, I've got a little almost backing track thing. It's just a chord player for piano. It plays piano chords. That's what it sounds like. Hope you can hear it well enough. The chords it's playing are just G, A minor, B minor and C, and I just wanted to throw some licks at this based on the whole pentatonic pathways kind of thing, and just show you how some of this sort of comes together and everything. I'll just let the chords play for a sec. Anyway, I hope some of that makes sense. The main thing that I'm trying to demonstrate here when I show you this is that when you're learning all these positions and trying to think of these shapes and everything, the shapes just make the positions more digestible and more musical in a sense, rather than just being these overwhelming boxes that you look at and go, wow, what the flip is that? Because I think that's a pretty normal response. And so, for example, here, that's straight out of the Pentatonic Pathways Part 4. A lick that I threw in there as well. I can't remember if I did something like this when we were going through all the positions. This is position 1 and can actually move you up to position 3. So sliding up onto the 5th fret of the A string and then grabbing 4 on the 4th fret of the G string, 5 on the A, skip the D, 4 on the G. Then you're going to grab 5 on the D, slide it to 7, then slide it up to 9. You get a lot of movement out of that, right? Sounds pretty. Sounds pretty to me, at least. I don't know. You can be slower with it, you can be fast. Put some vibrato on it, whatever you want. You can use whatever fingerings you like. I'm just doing the ones that are most comfortable to me. But you can see how that sounds a bit better, gives you some more movement, gives you some more ideas. It's got a little melody to it, and you're not thinking, oh man, I'm not having to try and slam in all these notes in the hope that I can get to this position. I'm thinking of those shapes, I'm thinking of the notes that connect them, I'm moving around. Really helpful, Let's try something else here. I really like that little lick there, sliding up to the 10th fret of the low E, grabbing the 9th fret of the D and sliding back to 7, and then I'm actually going to grab the 9th fret of the A string, which isn't, it's not something that we'd see in a box or a shape, and sliding up to the 10th fret of the A. So from 9 on the A to 10, you're playing out of that G major triad there, 10 on the low E, 10 on the A, and 9 on the D string. And that little extra note before the G is F sharp, which can sound really nice, you know. Because in the context of the, you know, the backing track, naturally your ear wants to hear that F sharp resolve up to that G, because that's home. That's the home context of where we're at. It's right there, hoping, you know, just trying to come back home. So there's lots of things here, and the little double stops. And normally what I like to do when I use those, I'll slide on the G string and then grab the high E, try and play them simultaneously. And if you're wondering how I do that, sometimes I use my pick and my mean finger, the finger when you want to show proudly when you're mean at people, which I won't be doing here. I'm not mean at any of you. Let's be cool, man. And then and to be honest, if you want, you can stow the pick for a little. That's okay. Sometimes I'll flick it in between my index and my mean finger. We've covered that. Let's not stress too much about it right now. And I'll just use my thumb and my index. So you can try little things like that too. You know? That sounds really beautiful, really pretty. You know, and it lets you approach the way that you're going to be mobile on the instrument differently. And there's no wrong way to do it. You know, the guitar is a complex instrument, especially when you first approach it. There's so much going on. But it's just patterns and shapes. Patterns and shapes, patterns and shapes. And there are so many different ways of breaking down those patterns and shapes and making them more digestible and easy to understand. But in this moment, what I want you to do is focus on using, you know, those shapes, those little triads and, you know, almost chords in there, and to just be able to play simple stuff, no matter where you are, that's reliable, that you can have some faith in, will sound good, and you can build some confidence up. Because the sooner you can start playing things that you like, the more invested you'll become in the instrument and the more you want to practice. It's lame sitting there and doing all the, what's this and what's that, and, you know, is this a major third or a, you know, a something augmented, blah blah blah. Not that I know all that stuff, but anyway, yeah, but, you know, that's draining. but once you hit a point where you're enjoying, you know, naturally you'll want to ask, why does that sound good? And normally there's both, you know, a tonal reason and a technical reason. And so it'll work from the ground up. Anyway, this was just a bit of a an advice video, I suppose. It's probably not the most helpful thing in the world, but keep at it, keep practicing, and just take your time with these shapes and these sounds and everything. Get them under your fingers, get them in your head, make sure when you play you're in tune. I know I've loaded up to record sometimes and I've been a little out of tune, but the good thing about playing in tune is that it teaches your ear as well as your hands, and you want your ear and your hands to share the same understanding. Anyway, thanks. I'll see you soon, more than likely. Have a good one.